5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners, on this week's On the Rocks Live from Home edition, Quarantine and Chill Part 4 with DJs who run the world, bringing you some sass, quarantine survival tips, and funny nightlife stories, featuring DJs Ryan Kelly with HelpWeHo.com, Morningstar, Dirty Curdy, Taj, Euro Steve, John Joseph, Good Boy Morgan, Ryan Sky, and my guest co-host, Pride DJ, Michael Paul, and me, your favorite host with the sassy most. So raise a glass and let the drinks begin.
Thank you for being
Boulevard.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Lord have mercy, I think we worked out the delay issue. So buttons and bows and pantyhose, On the Rocks podcast, the place where we're too glam to give a damn. Everybody wanting to get back to their haircuts and manicures. Girl, how about you fix that personality first? That's pretty essential, don't you think? Today's show is brought to you by Just4.fans, the top award-winning site setting the gold standard for fans to connect with their favorite adult stars and adult content creators. Sign up for free at Just4.fans. If you're a fan or if you're a creator, start making money while you're stuck at home. Kurt, do you have a pun for us today?
Of course I have a pun for you.
Okay, lay it on me.
So C, E flat, and G walk into a bar, all right? The bartender shows them the door and says, sorry, we don't serve minors here.
That was actually pretty good. Stupid, but good. And
Yes,
it's very musical for today. We got music people on. If you are drinking at home with us, the official vodka of On the Rocks is Equality Vodka. 20% from every bottle sold helps to secure equality for everyone. Visit them at equalityvodka.com and their social media. The show is brought to you by Straw Hut Media. You can watch and or listen to every one of our over 200 episodes at ontherocksradioshow.com. New episodes drop every Thursday. Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Roku, Pandora's podcast section. Watch us on YouTube and on the Facebook pages of Trending Now app, GED Magazine, and I Love Gay LGBT. And of course, on the Rocks' radio show, Facebook. If you're still on Facebook, give us a like. Subscribe to us and add us to your favorite podcast player. Like us on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks on Air. Send me an email, book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris, a cuddler during self-quarantine. Send me an email at info@ontherocksradioshow.com. Send us your questions, your comments, and your nudes. Upcoming events, just kidding, they're all canceled. But I will be the guest judge online for Arik Cavalli's virtual drag race this week. And that's Arik, it's A-R-I-K. You can find it on Facebook. And I have to give my judging via video. So I promise to keep my judgy, not too judgy. Who am I kidding? All right, I want to bring on my guest co-host for today, who's gonna help us way through today. California resident DJ producer Michael Paul has opened for superstars Kelly Rowland, Estelle, and Robin. He's an event producer for LE Parties and has appeared spinning on television on such shows as The Nation's Hottest, featured on the Travel Channel, and Mel B's It's a Scary World. On the Style Network. And over the past decade, Michael Paul has become known as the Sound of Pride as he DJs massive Pride events, playing all the Pride favorites mixed in with EDM and remixed Top 40. And of course, spinning at places such as the Abbey, Mickey's in WeHo, Rich's nightclub in San Diego, where he spins a massive outside parade party and dozens of Pride events throughout the U.S. each year. And over the past 8 years, you may have also heard Michael Paul spin inside the happiest place on earth, Disneyland, and of course, Disney California Adventure, as he is one of the resident Disney DJs there. And on the producer side, Michael Paul is a former Billboard reporting DJ, has produced tracks for cruise ships, fireworks, and even the opening track for the LA Lakers. I wonder if they knew that. They're playing to some gays. Please welcome DJ Michael Paul.
Hey.
What up?
What's up?
You look so well put together. You look rested. You look fit. I wanted you to have gained 50 pounds when we talked today.
I actually put on cologne and I'm like, why did I do that?
I literally put on cologne too. It makes me feel good.
I don't know. Whatever.
But you're actually in your sexy studio. It looks like a Playboy Mansion studio.
I am. I love my studio. Yeah. This is where they make all the beats. This is where I made the music for the Lakers too. It's fun.
Oh, all right. fine. All right. So Pride DJ. Well, all the prides are canceled. What
I know,
what-
right? Everything
what
is
are you
like
gonna-
everything. Well, honestly, we're still working that out. It's like virtual prides right now. I mean, obviously with DJs doing live streaming, such as yourself, all of us. Yeah, it's like uncharted territory, and I think we're kind of all figuring it out. So yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet, but there's stuff in the works.
I mean, to put a positive spin, I think it's making us all be a little bit more creative. We have to think outside the box.
Sure.
And, you know, on the shady side of it, we're seeing some of the people in the community that have the talent and the creativity. And then there's the people out there that like, I don't know what to do. I'm not famous anymore.
It is sort of that surreal moment of, you know, like you have the Instagram followers, or you have which blows up huge, and all of a sudden when that kind of goes away, or maybe you're not out so much seen in public, that fame sort of deteriorates. But I think what's cool about the people that have been tried and true is they really go back to their roots, which obviously some of these DJs are doing podcasts. I don't know if everyone is, I'm assuming they are, but it really kind of still makes them current, and it really shows them that they really care about music and the art form.
I totally agree. And like I used to, people who took selfies used to bug the crap out of me because number one, they looked 10 times better than me. But I've been like studying my selfie craft, and I've been playing with like filters and colors, and I've been like actually doing selfies.
Yeah, you're way more creative than right. You have to be almost, because you've got a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah. Too much time. Just call me the carb queen of quarantine. Like that is my
Say that again.
my name.
The what?
The carb queen of quarantine.
Oh, the carb queen of quarantine. I thought you said carpet. I was like, that's a totally different show.
Oh, because men walk all over me? Wah, wah. I heard the stupidest thing, or no, I saw it on Facebook and I got so mad I blocked the person after I read them for filth. They said, oh, all the prides are canceled. Thank God, you know, it's just an excuse for guys to do drugs, have sex, and get drunk. And so my comment was, whether or not you support pride, pride's being canceled. It affects the economy of our community in such a big way. All of the performers, the stage managers, the lighting people, the city itself, you know, with the economy flux, the bartenders that work in the local clubs.
All that.
Like, it's not just about the party aspect of pride. It's about the actual economy of our community.
Yeah, and if you really think about like, you know, prides in general of the parade that a lot of people do, yes, it's glitz and glamour and tight shorts and stuff. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter what orientation you are. Sex sells, right? So kind of, you know, make it fun and risque. But at the same time, if you really look out in the parade route, if you've actually walked around and not just stare at the parade route, you see families there. You see people walking their dogs. I've seen people walking their cats. It's just kind of everyone that maybe you don't even go out at night. You come and bring your mother because you're proud of, maybe you've come out and you show, you know, look at this fun party atmosphere. It's so much more than just, you know, the nightlife, but there's so much wrapped into it as well, because obviously it is a big party.
Totally. And speaking of parties, working as the DJ resident at Disney is family friendly, but we're talking about a mix like at Pride. But your parties are like EDM gold. Are there the same shenanigans that happen at a Disney party that happen at Pride? Spill the tea.
No, family friendly. No, I mean, the whole thing with Disney started many times, 9 years ago, when they just wanted to try something. And I was actually DJing at the Abbey at the time, and the event producer was just at the club, came up to me and says, hey, I'm producing a show at Disney. It turns out we knew someone. He had recommended me. And it was like, this is going to last for 9 months. It's family friendly, you know, just play, you know, what you do at the club, just obviously no bad words and stuff like that. And that has sort of evolved into all these shows at Disney. Obviously not right now, but, it just sort of evolved. And I mean, you think a DJ at Disney, oh, they're going to play like It's a Small World on repeat or something, but no,
that's what I thought. To be honest, I thought.
Like when we started, like Skrillex was like a huge DJ at the time with his remixes. And we're playing all this stuff. I mean, Avicii and David Guetta and Tiesto and like all the big DJs. And you look out in the crowd and you see these little kids like raging. And what's crazy since the time of 8 or 9 years has gone by, I've seen little kids and then fast forward 5, 6 years and seen them grown up. They're like, you turned me on to house music. You turned me on to electronic dance music. And it's just really kind of cool to see, and also shows you that I've aged.
Well, you age very well. So I know that you are actually quarantined with your boo. Are you getting messages and emails saying, I think I'm going to kill my significant other, we're going to get a divorce, or, we're definitely going to have an open relationship after this? Do you have any survival tips of being quarantined with your boo?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been married for almost 11 years now.
But you're only 25.
24.
Okay.
24, don't get it wrong. No, we met in elementary school over toast and jam. No, you know what it is? I think what you have to do if you're with someone, I think you need to like sort of set out some ground rules of like personal space. It's like, hey, if I want to go in the room and shut the door, or if I want to just, go on a walk, or, personal space, I think is a good thing to have because you're around each other all the time. But yeah, I think that's my number one thing, is just have a little personal space, some free time.
Well, it's funny because I'm an only child, so all the attention is, has to be on me. So I'm like the kind of person, I'm like that grumpy cat that's at the window saying, why am I alone? And then somebody touches you. It's like, don't touch me.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that,
Okay. Are you guys hooking up more or less during this quarantine?
It's probably about the same, actually.
That's pretty healthy. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would have to say.
Okay, now with all of your nightlife experience and your time in and so many different types of venues, from Disneyland, from WeHo, what are the craziest nightclub stories that you either saw or happened to you?
Well, I'd have to think on that, but I will have to say one of the most fun things that I do year after year, and obviously this year with San Diego Pride being canceled, it's going to have to be put on hiatus. But I truly, absolutely love DJing at the parade party at Rich's nightclub during San Diego Pride. And
huge.
We started this years ago. In fact, I just came across a picture of the very first one we did. And it was like this parking lot next to Rich's. There's like a little area. Well, it's a big area, but it was, now it's all paved over, but this was like mud. And we had put up, John Joseph and I had this crazy idea. We're like, why don't we throw a DJ party and open the club while the parade's going on? So people, if they, want to look at the parade, but then after 10 minutes, go inside and it's dark, and then outside this beach party. So we put in this like above ground pool, and we put up this DJ with the DJ deck with speakers with 2 palm trees. I mean, it looks so ghetto. And some all of a sudden the pool became like the lesbian pool. Like all these lesbians were in it. And one of them like got majorly drunk and got out, and it was like the kind of pool where the sides, if you lean on it, fall. So all the water went gushing out. It made this like mud mosh pit all day long, but nobody cared. They were having so much fun. And that has evolved over the years. And now, like last year, it's this massive, there's LED walls and massive like sound systems. And I not only get probably wasted and drunk and party, but it's so fun. And like, you get to see people you haven't seen in a year, like my friend Brandon. It's just a fun thing. So I would say the craziest thing is just the fun thing, and that would be the Rich's parade party. So I'm hoping obviously next year we're all back to normal and we can do it. So
well, nothing sounds like a party like a lesbian in mud and a pool.
That's where it starts. It always starts with lesbian in mud.
Lesbian mud, women in mud wrestling. I love it. All right, well, you're going to help me interview our slew of amazing DJs that we have tonight. And of course, tonight we are raising awareness for HelpWeHo.com has raised in a short week $20,000, and it keeps growing to help the nightlife in West Hollywood. So I want to introduce DJ Ryan Kenny is an international DJ and producer, finding early success as a DJ performing live at high-profile events and creating his own music mixes. His fresh new style was reviewed by the press, including the Huffington Post article, The Hollywood Soundtrack 5X to Check Out, which called his music an interesting and refreshing spin of what it means to get down. And I've heard he does know how to get down. It feels like an endless beach party with all of your best friends. Kenny has performed for private parties thrown by Elton John and David Furnish, David Geffen, Joel McHale, Perez Hilton, Lance Bass, and has also performed at Coachella, Sundance Film Festival, Aspen Ski Week, Gucci's Grammy Party, and major sporting events and music festivals, and on multiple US and European tours, as well as clubs worldwide. He's been working for years with clients like Gucci, Nintendo, Mountain Dew, Power Bar, Breeders' Cup, Absolute Vodka, Toyota. And he's been a music contributor to Lance Bass's weekly Sirius XM radio show, and as well as the music editor for Beverly Hills Lifestyle magazine. If that wasn't enough, he's gorgeous to look at. He's a hunka man. Please welcome to the show, DJ Ryan Kenny.
Yay!
Oh. Turn on your camera, DJ Ryan Kenny. He can work like a DJ booth, but he can't work a camera.
DJ Ryan Kenny in the mix.
In the mix. Where did he go?
Maybe he like had to go potty or something.
But we saw him on camera. He was fumbling around.
No, DJs, we have to hold it for hours.
How do you hold it for hours? Like that's
you
crazy.
ever see a DJ like run off and go to the like? You're like, oh, I have to DJ for 4 to 6 hours, and there's no bathroom anywhere in sight.
That's a really good point. And people will bring you drinks, but you're right. I've never seen a DJ say, I got to take a pee break. Never.
That should be the question we ask every DJ tonight. It's
Yeah.
like, if you had to pee and we know you've done it and you couldn't leave the DJ booth, what did you do to relieve yourself?
I'm literally writing that
There
down.
he is.
Okay, there is Ryan Kenny. Can he hear or see us? Hello.
Ryan Kenny, if you can join your audio.
Join your audio.
Hit the audio button.
He's just sitting there looking pretty.
That's fine. We can just look.
I know. There he is.
Hey!
There we go.
Hi, ladies and gents.
We were just saying, you know how to work a DJ booth, but you're having problems with Zoom.
Don't know how to work anything else. He's a one-hit wonder.
I love you have such a diverse resume, and you DJ'd in almost every single place. But I have to know, doing private parties for celebrities, Elton John, David Geffen, etc. Are you told what kind of music to play? In my mind, you're going through vinyls with Elton John, like on the floor of his bedroom. Like, what's happening?
Right?
Actually, I have an amazing story about that.
Okay.
So I did David Furnish's 50th, which was amazing, and that was like, they know what I do. I did my thing. So the same party planner asked me to do a dinner party, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Which I'm very clear about. This is what I do. Blah blah blah. So she asked me, the party planner asked me, if I was comfortable with doing like a Cafe Del Mar, sexy, loungy kind of moment. I was like, oh, vibe, yes, on it. So I got there and I was playing like sexy, loungy, chill out music. And I hear click, 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 walking up to the DJ booth. And I look up and I see this asymmetrical bob. And I hear, excuse me, mate, we don't like techno. And it was Posh Spice.
Oh my God.
Really?
And I'm like, what do you say to fucking Posh? She's so intimidating. So I was like, well, what do you want to hear? She's like, Bruno Mars and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, got it. So I'm thinking the owner of the house wants chill out, sexy lounge. She wants pop music. So I'll do like chill out remixes of recognizable music, which I thought was a great compromise. So I start playing like chill out remixes of pop music. And about 30 minutes later, I hear up to the DJ booth again. And I look up and it's her husband, who I say it that way because she clearly is the man and she clearly wears the pants.
I've heard.
And she definitely had a much more masculine voice than he had. So he's like, mate, you gotta play some pop music, like radio version. I'm like, I'm a DJ, like I don't have radio music on my computer. And he's like, you gotta figure something out. So I was like, all right. So then the owner comes up, she's like, I understand, like I asked you to play this, but please, please, please play some pop music. And that was right when Spotify started to get big, but I didn't use Spotify. So I was like, give me the Wi-Fi. And I was real pouty about it. And so I got on the Wi-Fi and I started playing Spotify, and I just went to their top 50 and just like dragged it all over. Like wasn't even paying attention and was so irritated. I don't even care how big of a celebrity you are. It's like, to me, it was my art, you know?
Well, that's just
So-
it. And, she's an artist just like you. I mean, I think that's,
Right. Well, she certainly was a piece of work.
Aren't they all?
So I have to know what really goes on at like one of those Hollywood parties. Like,
Wait, so just to finish the rest of it, because this is where it gets
Yeah.
good.
oh,
so-
yes.
So I didn't know that you had to pay for Spotify. So I just start playing it. And 3 songs in, a fucking DeVry commercial came on.
Yeah.
Whole sound system. I've never been so embarrassed in my entire life. Anyway, so that's the punchline. But yeah, what was your question?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
right.
that's pretty good. So, but I'm sure you've seen everything. Like when it's last call at a Hollywood party and the party continues. I'm sure you have seen some things that you can't unsee. How do you keep? You're a gay man. How do you keep your mouth shut?
Girl, I don't. I spill the beans. The tea is all over the table.
I want to read your like biography. Like that's what I want to do. Speaking of like Hollywood parties and messes, when you were DJing next to Lindsay Lohan and she started dancing, that clip became a meme. It became a GIF. It went viral. Was that weird for you? Like for that to go viral, and you have this whole resume, and then people are like, "Hey Ryan, I saw you," and you're like, "Yeah, okay."
Well, the weird thing was I can't hold anything against her because when I got there, they're like, "Oh, we're filming. You guys going to the bar and doing shots." And realized later, they're like, "Oh, we need different angles. They had us go to the bar like 6 or 7 times to do shots, but I know they did not use any of that footage. I know that was just a ploy to get us to the bar. So I can't judge her because when that happened, I was blacked out.
Oh my God, you seem pretty with it. She was the one
that's-
moving around like a
that's
dead fish,
that's
like
the
a floppy
problem.
fish.
Yeah. So when the meme came out and I saw it, remember the meme? There's that guy in white behind her dancing.
Yeah.
I thought that the DJ that took over after me, that was his thing. And I was so upset that I was not part of that meme. And then a few days later, other angles came out. And I
it
was
was
like,
you.
it was me.
you. I
It was
recognize
me.
that
It
jaw
was me,
everywhere.
but not all me. You know what I'm saying?
What was your first professional? Like, what was your first professional gig? What do you remember about it? And how do you think you've changed personally the most from that very first professional gig?
Great question. Well, so I never planned on DJing. I was an opera singer. I left music when I found out I had vocal nodules.
Oh my God.
So I was out of music for a long time, and then I started a Facebook group, and I would send out songs every Friday. And Steve Machuca, he was starting a Tuesday night club. He was like, "I love this music you send out. Will you DJ?" And I'm like, "Sure, yeah, whatever." Didn't think anything of it. A few days before we started, he was like, "Okay, you ready to DJ?" And I'd never practiced at all. It was an absolute train wreck. But 800 people showed up on a Tuesday night, and we kept that going for a year and a half. So I had 4 hours every week to practice. And so, I was kind of forced into it. And then it kind of picked up from there. As far as changing, girl, that was so long ago. I don't even remember what I was like back then. Like it was so long ago. But I mean, I definitely have more of like understanding who I am as a DJ and understanding my place in the community, because I'm not a circuit DJ, and that was a hard thing for me in the beginning because you want to work, but you don't want to play to something is not you. So I think when I found myself is when I started throwing my own parties and started just being myself and not trying to play for the promoter and play for what the least common denominator. And that's where I really changed, I think.
That's fantastic, because I think a lot of DJs that get into this, they feel that they have to play to the promoter and to maybe the circuit crowd, if you're obviously in the community. But and I think we've all gone through that where you've learned it. So I mean, I didn't know about that about you either. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know a lot of my friends that play a ton of circuit stuff. They tell me, they're like, "God, I love playing deep house," or "I love playing this and that," and it's like, yeah, they may enjoy their circuit sets because it's fun, to do that in a huge venue and have a ton of people dancing. But I know a lot of my friends that are DJs that are known as circuit DJs. When they go home, they listen to other things,
Yeah.
Ryan, let's talk about helpweho.com. You did a
Yes.
stream. You did a live stream on Sunday that went viral. Thousands of people tuned in for a Facebook Live on a Sunday.
That was great.
Celebrities stopped by, and then Help WeHo hit the $20,000 mark. Was it weird knowing that the camera was pretty much just on your face for the whole stream?
Oh, it was so weird because I went back and watched the stream. As soon as it was over, I went back and put it on the TV.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much downtime there is. And like someone comes in to say something to me and I'm just looking off, just like talking and looking perplexed. And oh God, I have to remember when you're that prevalent on camera to like, at least bob your head a little bit. You can't look like you're perplexed by something because it just does not read.
Well, and I was drinking the whole time. So towards the end, I was like, smile, bitch, it's free.
I know, because the thing is, like, when you're DJing at a club, people may look up at you, but you're not going to be right there in your mug. So yeah, that was one thing like I learned, like, dance the whole time. Even if you're doing something else, just at least don't, like, this was the look that I was so embarrassed by.
Deer in headlights.
Queer in headlights, exactly.
Yeah. Queer in headlights, I'm
yes,
feeling
honey.
that.
It was so embarrassing.
But why did you get involved with Help WeHo?
Oh, well, I did that. I did a few little streams here and there, and then they asked me to do one on Sunday, and it just made sense. I mean, I'm going to understand exactly what these people are going for. Luckily, I'm in a position where I'm not super desperate at the moment. I mean, it'll get there eventually, but I know a lot of people, they don't have a savings and they don't have, I mean, even people that make six figures don't have savings. So how are people that work in the nightlife industry going to have any savings? And it was personal to me because I understand what it's like to not work. And so, yeah, it was an easy fit. And I think what we talked about since Sunday is maybe expanding it. So the whole concept we're thinking about is you start at home and then you help home and then you help your neighbors. So we may move past just WeHo Nightlife into other avenues where we can maybe split the profits we make with, another larger charity, and then maybe take a percentage for Help WeHo.
I love that. What I love is that it's a bunch of grassroots people that have gotten together. The money literally goes right into the pockets. There's no middleman. Okay, we're gonna play a little quarantine and chill rapid fire. Are you ready?
Oh, all right.
Have you ever gone home with a nightclub goer at the end of one of your sets?
I mean, if you said you didn't, you'd be lying.
Oh, geez, that's a prerequisite.
Have you ever gone home with a go-go dancer from one of the events?
Oh, God.
I'm going to say yes, just because it's, I've been around that long. There's just bound to be.
They'll text. They'll call me and be like, "That was me, bitch."
No, my God, I'm the most open book. A little too open, maybe.
Most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Oh God. Call Me Maybe.
That's pretty much okay. Most requested song that you hate. Oh no, I already asked that. No. Most requested song that you hate.
Despacito.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Have you gained weight or lost weight during this quarantine?
I try not to pay attention too much to that, but okay. I did start a meal delivery service, so at least I'm trying to be healthy. But as far as eating healthy, yeah, but I have not been working out, so who knows?
Where are you right now, by the way?
I'm in Palm Springs.
Oh, you look like
I thought you
luxury
were
resort.
Like, that girl's
luckily enough, I needed a little getaway. We got our stuff going on here. Our margaritas are in full flow.
Oh God, you and Ellen DeGeneres. Quarantine is just it's so awful.
People do compare me to her personality-wise,
Right, Kenny?
mostly just a cunt on, cunt.
Right. Ryan Kenny, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. I can't wait till we're out of it and I can go party with you at King Saturday, right?
King Sunday. As soon as I come back, that is gonna be the first thing. That's my baby right now.
King Sunday. See, I was ready for it on Saturday. I show up early.
You were there just in time to get in.
All right, DJ Ryan Kenny, instead of giving your Venmo, you're giving helpweho.com. So stop by there and get a little donation.
Absolutely.
Have fun in Palm Springs. Don't sweat too much.
Right.
All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye, Ryan.
Bye. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have DJ Morningstar in the house. Okay, and we're back. That was really fast. DJ Morningstar has been acclaimed as one of the most talented, valued, and hottest DJs in the nightlife industry, earning a current total of 5 Best DJ Awards throughout LA and Las Vegas, all while releasing award-winning DJ mixes, which garnered thousands of downloads. He's worked with H-Wood Group and SPE, as well as performed internationally at some of the most infamous venues and events, such as the Abbey, Tao, Dre's, Crave, Mickey's, Ruby Sky, White Party, Luxor Pool, Fabulous Festival, and many, many more. Dominating dance floors and some bedrooms, I hear, in Los Angeles, West Hollywood, Las Vegas, San Diego, Oaksy, Paris, London, San Francisco, Miami, and much, much more. He is either headlining or performing alongside superstar DJs such as Armin van Buuren, Deadmau5, Junior Vasquez, and a host of others. He has also performed for AEG Live, opening in concert for Kylie Minogue, at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace, and for the Pet Shop Boys, by the way, at the Joint at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. And everybody loves him because of his energy, and he's so nice. Please welcome DJ Morningstar.
Hey. Hey. What up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on? So I have to know, I know your music, I know your brand, I'm such a fan. Whenever you're playing, I know that that's the place to go. But I know nothing about your childhood, your background. Who are you?
So I guess, there's a lot, but I guess something relevant to what I do is my dad opened Rage nightclub in West Hollywood.
Oh my God, that was my very first West Hollywood nightclub. This was back when?
Back when, yeah. So he owned it and he created and stuff like that. And fast forward many years later, I was, just a kid. I was kind of like lost, not very happy working, shitty jobs. And my dad had opened Crave, which was supposed to be Rage kind of version 2 in Vegas. And
I partied there many times. In fact, they told me to get off of the stripper pole.
Oh, that was you. No, and
I think I broke it.
No, so he did that, and there was a lot of backlash when he did it, or protests, and it was pretty cool because it was the first gay club on the Strip and stuff. So
yeah, I remember it very well.
Yeah, so I walked into a Guitar Center. I wanted to buy a bass and like be in a band. Luckily, I knew nothing about DJing. When I walked in, I looked to my right and I saw there was a section that said like DJ stuff, and I'm like, my dad owns the club. That's a very fortunate situation I'm in. Yeah. So I went and I bought it, and I had to. Everybody thought I was going to be just like the owner's son who wants to, be a, shitty DJ. And I really worked hard, and I said, and I found this drive in myself. I say it saved my life. And it did, because I found this like drive myself to finally want to do something with my life. And I worked, and I got, the opportunity to work myself up, and, from that platform. And, it led to me coming to LA and meeting Paul Nichols, and he brought me to Tiger Heat, and the rest is history. So my lineage starts there. So it's cool when I am walking the streets of West Hollywood to go to work. It kind of is it's like a cool generational thing, I guess, between me and my pops.
It's your history. That's amazing. God, I wish one of my parents owned a gay club.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm very well. My dad, what's cool is he had Rage, and then his life could be a movie totally, because he lost everything after that. He gave Rage up, and just made a couple bad decisions, and he was living in a studio apartment, driving like a $300 car that caught on fire. In
my God!
In the late '90s, by the way. So not long before Crave was, made, and he kind of like picked himself back up, and he was selling cappuccino machines for a while, and he got back and he owned Crave, and so my dad has had like ups and downs. He's not your typical club owner where he's just like some guy who, you know what I mean. My dad is an entrepreneur to where he invests everything he has in his business. And he loses it, and then when he loses it all, then he picks himself back, and he goes through the cycles a lot. So it's pretty amazing. It's an amazing story on its own, like his story. It's very ups and downs like crazy, just constantly waves. So.
Well, but I think that kind of adds to like your personality. For everything that you've done, for everybody that loves you, very popular in the club life. You are still very humble and like very down to earth. You're not like, the stereotype that WeHo DJs can sometimes get.
Oh. I hear stories, definitely.
I hear stories.
Hear stories.
For sure.
You're like a DJ with like in his second night, a venue big. Oh, the DJ, like it's so common we have to work on crappy equipment, you know what I mean? And I'm so used to it. And like really DJs should not have to put up with it, but I put up with so much, so, but it's like, you'll hear of like people who are like on their second gig, and like the manager, sliding guy, but he reamed us a new asshole, and I'm like, really? I'm like, why? You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of have. I feel like in this business, I got my start actually, luckily, because the DJs ahead of me at Crave. It was like a ridiculous movie story. Like my dad was like, he was like, you're gonna have to work so hard because I can't put you on stage because people are gonna be like, this is like, you know.
Yeah.
So the managers all didn't want. So I was working as like an opening DJ. Say, I'll give you the pre-opening set when like we're just setting up. And one night, and I was doing well at that, and I was in the kitchen hanging out because I'd hang out at the club in case some miracle happened. And somebody asked me, like an 80s movie, like, hey, we need you on stage. And that literally happened. The DJ ahead of me, who I loved, I don't know if somebody slipped something in his drink, but he was like completely gone. Like he was, you know, totally drunk or something or high. I don't know. And the manager runs in and he's like, hey, do you have I had CDs back then. Do you have your CDs? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can you go on stage? Because, you know, he's completely out of it. And I went up there and I did a good. So it's like seeing that, I feel like has made me to where I like when I DJ, I don't really drink much. And a lot of GMs are always like, you're the only guy. And I say, because I hear all these stories of like guys who get like, it's one thing, sometimes I'll have a drink, but like to get blasted. So it's like, I kind of learned from that. Cause I'm like, I saw somebody come up, I came up behind somebody, you know what I mean? To do that. So like, I don't want to give somebody the opportunity. If I'm going to fail, I want to fail because I just did not rise to the occasion. You know what I mean? Like I just was not good enough at that moment. But if it's something that is out of your hands or you let something kind of like, I don't know, inebriate you to do that, then it seems kind of like a cheap way to, you know what I mean? Like lose your.
No comment.
Right.
I don't know. Like I get pretty blasted.
Well, some people actually
but you have to be able to handle it. You know, I've had two DJ friends that have. I've had two DJ friends that have lost their whole career because they've gotten so blasted. If they're not cute, they can't do the job.
Right. We want to get to that moment where like you get right there and you're like, all right, I'm at that limit and I know one more. But like it is great DJing when like you are at that pinnacle buzz and you're feeling like you're just like flying, and I love that feeling. And sometimes I have to, you know, sometimes you're just stressed out and the energy in the room is just, even if people are dancing, you're not feeling that, you know, and you're just like, I think it's me in my own head. So you have to have like, you know, and it's fun, you know, you have some drinks or people.
And you choose the wrong song and you're like, oh God.
Oh, like I've literally not only chose the wrong song, it's one thing to choose the wrong song for the moment, like you made the mistake, but have you ever had it to where you accidentally select the wrong song and you're playing like, wait a minute, this wasn't what I wanted.
This isn't it.
Yeah, and like the promoter will text you and be like, yo, this is a hip hop night, or this is, and it's like you're playing something like completely, and you're like, no, I didn't mean to play this. This is
wrong. Yeah.
Those
are the great texts.
We love texts from GMs.
Yeah.
Or not GMs, from promoters, because usually GMs, we know, exactly. It's like it's always like, oh shit, what's going? Like
I used to feel like I was iTunes direct.
Exactly. Yeah. Like fortunately, like the thing is, it's like I don't even get. Thankfully, like I don't get to. But some promoters make it a point to just, they want to, like, I feel like they think that it's their job sometimes to have to manage. Even if you're killing it, you could have like a giant, and like they'll be like, yo, so where are we going from here? And it's like, dude, you're messing with my. Because what happens, the last thing a DJ wants is, you don't want to fear. You want to just play only what the dance floor. You want to just think one thing. What do the people want to hear? When you have to think, what does so-and-so at higher, you know, at the management level want to hear? That's going to destroy your whole, you're in your head now and you're completely off. And now you're trying to please one person who might not be, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Well, I mean, now that I've been promoting for so many years, from going from DJing to promoting, it's like, if they're hiring you for you. So when we were talking to Ryan Kenny, he was saying how, you know, some people play to the promoter rather than play to themselves. And I think that's DJs like, such as yourself.
I mean, sometimes totally, yeah. And sometimes if a DJ is sucking, then yeah, you should text them. But if they're not sucking, and I actually did the promoting, like I don't know how you get promoting was I mean, it was a great experience last year, and it feels like it was like a million years ago. But went for the Asian group, and I had an awesome opportunity, and I promoted a night, and it was exhilarating. But I knew after it was done, I was like, promoting is not. It's fun and it's a rush, but it's like it's not for me. Maybe unless. But it really hurt. It was DJing and promoting at the same time. It was absolutely like
you have to choose one of the other sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. Doing time is very stressful, especially if it's startup kind of thing. If you're probably like, you know, already you have a huge base, then yeah. But it's like a bit huge, you know. But if you're starting a night up and you're trying to get people to fill venue, and then you have to DJ. At the night I was doing, one of my DJs punched my other DJ in the face just to give it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. Yeah. He's like he's not even like, he's like, yeah, that happens, not even surprised. Yeah, so like I had to, like, I'm like trying to DJ and get two other DJs going, and then like one of them clocks the other one in the face, and there's blood, and it's like.
But nothing surprises you being a DJ because you've seen it all, right? Like
You've seen
every,
it all.
like
And
every,
when you add promoter onto it, you've seen nothing surprises you.
nothing
Yeah,
surprises you.
my
Right.
DJ.
No, where did you get the name Morningstar?
So when I was going through this period of, I kind of wanted to, do something with my life, and I knew I wanted to be a DJ. I was looking for songs. I was looking through song titles because most of my inspiration comes from just like artists I love. I wear like shirts of people I love. You know what I mean? So like band shirts. So like I was looking through albums, looking for a cool name of just bands I like. At the time, it was like 05. I was mostly listening to. I come from a hip hop background, then I got into like rock and roll and like I come from a rock and metal background, and then I went straight into hip hop, and then I went into like rock again, and that drove me into industrial music, and that's what kind of bridged me into house music. So that's what and that bridged me into everything else I play at club. So I was listening. So there's a band called AFI that I was really into, like a punk band, you know what I mean, and became more of like.
I used to listen to AFI. Believe it or not. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I could tell.
So cool.
You have that spirit. I could see it. And Davey Havoc was the lead singer, and he was like, he really like kind of opened me up from being, I guess, let's say like an ignorant preteen, like a teenager or whatever, kind of that moment in my life, into just kind of like I grew my hair long, and like just he brought me into an area that I was maybe closed off to beforehand. And so he was very interesting, and they had a song, the last song on one of their best albums, called Morningstar, and I'm like, oh shit. And I looked up the meaning, and it has like this kind of dark but like kind of like ironic meaning too. I mean, it first of all, it means Venus in the morning, which is the brightest shining planet. So in a very basic way that applies to a DJ. It also, people are like, oh, it means Lucifer, and but it, and then some, but it's actually supposed to be, and I'm not religious, but I kind of use that stuff. I think it's funny for irony. I DJed a goth industrial night where guys would come in wearing like pentagrams, you know what I mean? Because it's just like trolling and just having fun. And they were the nicest people in the world, by the way.
I used to do like nobody will believe it.
Yeah,
I did the whole goth scene in LA. I went to Club Industry.
Yeah,
I went.
Industry was the shit. Yeah, okay, I could totally see that. Yeah, you have that vibe.
But I would go to Hot Topic and I would clean them out. I looked so ridiculous because I was such a poser. I had all the Hot Topic like spikes.
Oh, I love it.
So ridiculous.
All
right, DJ Morningstar, we're gonna play a little rapid fire. Are you ready? Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. Most requested song that you hate.
Oh, that I hate? Oh my god, I don't even know what to. Most requested song that I hate. Damn, that's a tough one. I guess. Honestly, it's hard for me to say because anything that goes off and is a club banger, I enjoy.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I guess I hate to give like a political answer. I'm trying to really.
How about most requested song from a girl that's drunk that comes up and asks you, "Will you play this song?"
No, a lot of girls will do that and they'll ask for "Pony" by Genuine, but I love that song.
I do like that.
I would say, okay, the biggest cliche is asking for a Britney song. Can you play Britney? Yeah. Or
play work, bitch.
Okay, I'll give one story. Just so "Stupid Love" by Gaga, which I don't hate by any means, but the first day it came out, I played it early. I don't hate it, I love it. It's like whatever. I played it early, and somebody comes up to me and is like, "Can you play, Stupid Love" by Gaga?" Very annoyingly, and I'm like, "I just played it, but I'll play it again." You know what I mean? Give me at least, let me space it out for an hour. And then I get a text from the promoter and said, "Hey," and the guy went on his Instagram and said, "Hey, DJ Morningstar is not playing Stupid Love by Gaga." And I'm like, I texted him, like, "Bitch, I played it once, and I'm about to play it again." So I guess I'll give it to Stupid Love by Gaga just because of that.
Okay, all right. How much toilet paper do you have?
I actually had, this is a funny story because I had stocked up on it. I did pretty well, and I just looked yesterday. I still had one more like 12-pack, but my friend Andrew,
12-pack,
a fucking G. My friend Andrew, well, I shouldn't say his name because I was going to hit him up. I have a friend who has a business account on Amazon, and he hit me up and said, "Yo, I can get you a 40." I was literally texting as if we were like dealing drugs. I'm like,
a 40, like a 40 pack.
Yeah, 48 pack of toilet paper. So I'm like texting, and we're like looking through toilet paper, and I'm like, "Yo, can you get me this one?" So I just got one today delivered, 48 rolls, and I'm not gonna give my address out because I obviously
got triple ply.
All right, DJ Morningstar, it has been such a pleasure to talk to you. I hope you survive this quarantine, so we can see you in person. Can you give everybody your Venmo?
Venmo is at Kian, Kian -Amiri, Amiri.
All right.
Amiri.
Stay healthy, stay sexy,
too.
and we will see you soon.
You.
Later, babe. Love to see you guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Later.
Kurt, are you there, Kurt?
Yes, I am.
Did I get it switched? Who's first, Dirty Curdy or Taj?
I believe it's Dirty Curdy.
Okay, all right. She was just a little late, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's bring her in. Dirty Curdy is a top female DJ based in San Diego, best known for her captivating high energy style and her deep, hard hitting mixes. She DJs and co-producers with DJ Yoda, known as Jack and Queen. They are releasing new tracks this year. She's a corporate DJ for top brands Adidas, Facebook, Microsoft, Human Rights Campaign, Snapchat, Core Power Yoga, and CrossFit. She has residencies at Riches San Diego, Spin Nightclub, Overdrive San Diego, and Hunters Palm Springs. I had the privilege of working with her at Out at the Fair, which is Gay Days, at the fair in Albuquerque, of all places. Please welcome DJ Curdy.
Yay! Oh my God!
Yes, girl.
Yes!
You better work. Okay. Okay, so like the biggest question I got is Dirty Curdy. Like, where did you get that name?
Oh,
Spill the beans.
it's a long story.
It's a talk show, girl.
Okay, well, it was like 20 years ago, and I was dating someone, and we were like out playing soccer together, and it was like this soccer tournament, and people would call me Curdy back then, and all of a sudden I was all like, oh, hey, like watching some hot chicks go by, and the girl I was dating was like, you're dirty. I was like, well, all right, we'll just keep that. And then years later, I just started DJing, and that's kind of where it came from.
So do you owe her like royalties from all your performances now?
I might, actually.
You better copyright that, girl.
She's probably watching this and being like, bitch, yes, needs to pay me some money.
She's like, girl, she looks good during quarantine.
Okay.
Speaking of good, Curdy, look at your hair. It's amazing.
It's so good.
You're going to be, oh my God, look at that whole thing. Wow.
Showered today.
Yes. Oh my God, oh wow. You're going to be touching Jesus soon. Jeez.
If anyone needs their hair shaved, I have it down to a science now.
Right? Yeah. Maybe I do.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, when I went out and wanted to do a DJ episode, obviously all these male names come to mind because I see them at the clubs. And of course, you were the first and foremost, along with Good Boy Morgan, who's coming on later. And I was like, oh, the female to male DJ ratio is not as diverse as it should be.
Yeah.
Have you run into like, okay, I'm a female, I'm also in the LGBT nightlife. How do you hold your own against like all the muscled pretty boys DJs? No offense, Michael.
What are you saying? I don't have muscle? No.
What are you talking
Girl,
about?
I've seen your muscle.
She wins us all. She takes the cake.
It's how high your hair is. It's not about muscles anymore. It's interesting. I mean, I started playing out and then started playing for the women. And then I really, like, my style's house music. So it was really easy, not easy, but like, that's the direction I wanted to go. And kind of Riches kind of gave me my first start in terms of playing their Wednesday nights. And then it just kind of took off from there. And that's an interesting question just because I think it's like, if you have the style that promoters and clubs want and you're a good DJ, I mean, yeah, DJs that have more muscle might get hired more than I do, but I don't really think I've ever run into that problem.
Good. Well, that's good to hear. And I have to tell you, you keep the crowds moving, and you're as enjoyable, like listening to music as working with you backstage. You're just such a joy.
Oh, thank you.
How has being a DJ changed you the most in your personal life?
Thank you.
In terms of what? Like being
like who you are as a person. How has it helped you on your journey? Has it changed you? Were you a totally different person before?
No, I mean, I was playing soccer. I played professional soccer before I kind of started DJing. So I was
a lesbian soccer player? Get out!
And I was always like kind of out and not out, but like out and about. Like I was, extroverted in a sense. So I don't think like DJing helped me become more extroverted. It might actually have made me become more introverted. Just because being out all the time and constantly having to be on and, seeing people and talking with people, it's like I come home and I'm just like, I just don't want to talk to anyone. So I've kind of like maybe become more of an introvert and like love taking the days off, you know, instead of like constantly working, being out or going out when I'm not working. It's like, I like to just stay home or like go do yoga or go do something else that's not extroverted.
Okay. Do you have a boo at home?
I do not.
You're boo-less.
I'm boo-less.
Join the club, except for DJ Michael Paul's there. He has a boo bringing him drinks all day.
Yeah, but
That's
Brandon too, you know, so.
To borrow your boo.
Yeah.
DJ Dirty Curdy, what is one of the craziest stories from your nightlife experience that kind of sticks out to you?
Oh man. God, I mean, I could write a whole book on this, right? I mean, Michael knows. You get up there, you start DJing, you look on the dance floor and you're like, is that really happening?
Right.
But I played an event in Australia. I actually played Mardi Gras in Australia.
Oh my God.
Which was really, really awesome. And I was at this club and I was going on in like 10 minutes. So I was like trying to go to the bathroom and there was like 4 or 5 rooms to this club. And I was like, I have to go. Like, I need to go to the bathroom before I go on. And I go to like 2 or 3 different bathrooms in every single bathroom. And it was mostly a boys' party. So every single bathroom, I would like look under the stall and there'd be like 4 feet. So I'm like, are you serious? I just need to pee. Like, I have to go work. And like, all the bathrooms are like taken. And I mean, there's tons more stories like that, but that was like one of the funniest.
All right, we're gonna do a little rapid fire. A pop artist that you don't get why they're famous.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A pop artist you don't get why they're famous?
Yeah, you're like, they're not that great. Like, why are they famous?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, I could probably think of some hip hop artists that I would say, but maybe not pop artists. I don't know specifically. I mean, hip hop's not, I mean, I do open format, but it's not my favorite genre.
Okay.
I'm pleading the fifth. What?
Okay. Worst DJ apparel that you wore that you look back in shame. You're like, did I really wear that on stage?
Ooh, DJ apparel?
Yeah, like, was there like a trend that you did that didn't quite work out?
Oh, I remember when I first started playing, like, I think I wore like my pants really low. So like my butt kind of hung out a little.
Ooh, girl.
I was like,
I'm looking good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was like, my ass is showing. No,
right?
It was horrible. I saw a photo of that. I was like, that's bad.
What's the craziest thing that you bought during this quarantine to have delivered, whether it's Amazon or wherever?
Well, I just bought like 4 big ass containers of liquid egg whites because every time I go to the store, the eggs are gone and I, need protein. So I bought them. They come in like 4-gallon sizes.
She's bulking right now.
That's a pretty good answer.
Yeah, I just got them today. I was like, woo, liquid egg whites.
Egg whites. Why they gotta be white?
I mean,
DJ Dirty Curdy, can you give our listeners and our viewers what your Venmo is?
My Venmo, it's Curdy Music, Kurty Music.
All right, I can't wait till this is all over.
Hey, I have a question.
Together.
I have a question.
You guys, if you're in Palm Springs, as we know, Palm Springs is my home away from home. You got to see her spinning at Hunter's. It's the best thing to do in Palm Springs.
So, Curdy, I have a question for you. When you're like out and about, obviously, because you brought up bathrooms, and we forgot to do this earlier. I wanted to ask everyone, like, you being a girl. I mean, with a guy, it's sometimes you can just sort of find a mop area or something. Like, I know you have to like plan or something. Like, what is like your most craziest memory of like, I gotta go pee and this is not happening? What do you do?
Yeah, I saw you guys earlier, and I was like, I have come into the booth and found bottles of pee.
Oh,
yes, the boys can do that and I can't. Yeah, it's probably you, Michael. But I think like, I have had to run into the back of Rich's, and I hate to say this, but there's a trough, and I just had to drop my pants and pee. Like, it's happened.
Have you ever like just beeline to security and they try to like tackle you or something, and you're like,
Yeah, I've like tried to get in the back there. They're like, what? And I'm like, no, I'm the DJ. And,
Right, yeah.
or I go in the men's room mostly because there's one bathroom at Rich's.
True.
And I like cut all the boys, and I'm like, excuse me, and they're like, give me the look. I'm like, I'm DJing, and they're like, oh, okay. And I like go in the stall and then rush back out and get back up there. And
that line gets you so far in so many places at so many venues, even if you're not the DJ.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm the DJ, and they're like, well, who's that? They're like, oh, they're filling in right now.
Yeah.
Stunt double, sweetie. Stunt double. DJ Curdy, it's always such a pleasure. Your hair looks amazing. We don't need to reopen hair salons early. We can do it ourselves. All right, we will chat with you soon.
Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. All right, coming on next, we have Taj. Taj is a Madonna-obsessed DJ, producer based in San Diego. He has been DJing for 20 years at some of SoCal's hottest clubs and still doesn't look a day over 29 and a half. In what, Taj? Dog years? Yeah, come on. In addition to his long-lasting residencies, which keep him very busy, his high-energy sets and stage persona often land him guest spots at other venues, as well as some of the most sought-after events in San Diego City Fest, Hillcrest, Mardi Gras, and the official San Diego Pride Zoo Party. And over the course of his career, he has had the honor to play alongside and open for some of the biggest DJs in the business, including Morgan Page, Dave Ade, Bright Lights, Moto Blanco, and the legendary Junior Vasquez. He's also shared a stage with performers such as Khalees, Winter Gordon, Alexis Jordan, Anaya Day, and Jesse McCartney. And his sets are best described as high-octane fusion of house, progressive, and EDM, with a strong affinity for a good powerhouse vocal. His passion for his craft is best experienced live, where you can watch his enthusiastic performances and interaction with the crowd. Please welcome DJ Taj.
Taj. Hi, Taj. Are you there?
There we go. He's connected to the audio. He's connecting. There he is.
Hi, Taj.
Hi, Taj. Tasha, can you hear me? He's still connecting to the audio. There?
It's coming. I swear. I see it.
You have to move your mouth, Taj, and talk. It's a talk show.
Hi, I'm Taj. How are you? It says connecting audio.
Yeah, we still can't hear you, Taj. Bottom left, it says, it should say to join your audio. Still can't hear you.
We're getting a thumbs up and a wave, but we can't hear you.
Maybe he's doing performance art and we just don't know.
Let's do sign language.
Can you type to him, Kurt, and just put...
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Hey.
Oh, my gosh. That was my worst nightmare come true.
I was like, did you take up miming? I mean, I know we're not earning money at the club, so are you like a mime now?
I am.
DJs are great, but when it comes to sound, it's sketchy.
It's very sketchy. Technology. Hi, how you doing?
Good.
So Taj, Madonna obsessed.
Yes.
I've been watching your quarantine live streams, which was all Madonna-rama. When did your obsession with Madonna first start?
Well, it started in high school, actually, when I was in the closet little gay boy, and I saw this beautiful blonde woman that kind of embraced the gay community. And, I was kind of afraid to be myself. And that's literally what got me kind of obsessed with Madonna, is the fact that she was a mainstream artist in a time when it was really taboo to embrace the gay community. And she did it so wholeheartedly. And I don't think I'll ever be able to hold anything against her. I'll be a long life fan. So that's what started my obsession. It's just
what was your own personal coming out story?
Okay, so that's kind of interesting. I didn't my coming out story. So I went to a performing arts high school. So I was basically
hello.
I was being fine. Totally. So I went to performing arts high school, so that didn't make it as hard. I didn't have the story that a lot of guys have, where their dad wanted them doing sports, and they had that whole conflict at home and stuff like that. I was in performing arts high school, but it was still kind of a scary thing. I was from Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. It wasn't really. It was back in the '90s. It wasn't as accepted as it is today. So basically, I just kind of did it on my own terms. I kind of just told certain people when it was, I kind of planned it out. When I was graduating my last few months of high school, I told certain people, back then I was bisexual, and before you knew it, I was just, I was gay as hell. So
bisexual. Okay, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, going back to you sharing the stage with some major names, what are some of the do's and don'ts in sharing a stage with a big name? I know sometimes we just want to impress whoever we're on stage with. Sometimes we overstep. Sometimes we're not bold enough and we're not our own person. How did you handle that?
Well, most of those opportunities I got through Riches, and Riches has always been pretty good at coaching us beforehand, what we should or shouldn't be doing, or what. The most important thing I would say is actually to not play any of their music. Obviously, you might think that you want to warm the crowd up to their songs, but it's actually, that's a huge no-no. You never play any of their tracks. So I would say that's the biggest no-no. But yeah, like I said, Riches has always been like really good at letting us know, like, okay, this artist doesn't want this, doesn't want that. So it's always been kind of just given to me. So
what was it like backstage with Kelis?
I was on stage while she was backstage. So what happens
you
is
missed all the shenanigans.
I always do. I'm always on stage as they arrive. So I never actually, like, for the most part, I don't get to interact with them. There's been a few where where after I ended my set, they were still back there. Nina Sky, they were really cool. They were awesome. But Kelis, I didn't get to interact with her at all. But everybody that did said she was amazing.
Okay. All right. Now, musically wise,
is
that even a thing? The vodka's getting to me. What do you say to the Madonna haters out there that are hating on her latest music? They're hating on her performances. What do you have to say to that? Being a professional, but also being a super fan.
Okay, well, I am a super fan, but I'm also I'm very diplomatic. I'm impartial. So I can judge her too. Like, I can see a performance and say, oh, that wasn't that great, or she was a little off, she didn't have as much energy, so I think it's good to be a super fan but also be impartial. Like, I don't think I'm a fan, I'm not a stan. Nobody likes standing.
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed, but I could still I could criticize when it's noted, when it's duly noted. So I would say just keep your mind open to both the good and the bad.
Okay.
Which is
all
actually
right.
good because you're a fan and not just a follower, right? I mean, I think there's a difference between people that just follow people, but then people who are actually a fan. And I guess everyone has their good days and bad days, right? So
absolutely, yeah. Like, I'll be honest, her latest album, it wasn't my favorite. Like, out of her entire body of work, it's probably favorite album. I just heard. Am I still on?
We can hear you, but it kind of maybe your headphones died or something.
Okay, can you hear me better now? I'm closer.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it's good to be impartial, and it's good to keep not be completely neurotically crazy obsessed with somebody.
Well, and any artist with such a library of work, there's going to be not our favorite album. That's you can't.
Absolutely.
You can't have number one hit after hit after hit. There's going to be some variance, and that's what makes the good good.
Exactly. Yeah, and and even though I didn't necessarily love this album, there were still standout tracks that I do love, but just a body of work as a whole, I didn't completely love it,
Now, when you hear a song, what's the first thing that you hear? Do you hear the beat? Are you listening to the melody? Are you just kind of taking it all in the first listen?
I'm usually taking it all in, but I am attracted to the melody. I'm attracted to the hook. I'm attracted to lyrics. Lyrics are really, really, really important to me. So it's usually more so the melody that catches me. If the melody, like, there's some songs that have to build to the melody to really kind of kind of flourish in the sound that they want to try to convey to you. And those songs, like, my first impression is always like, oh God, like, I don't love this. I wish I liked it better. Da, da, da. And then all of a sudden the chorus comes in and I'm like, there it is. That's what I love. So I love big melodies myself.
Yeah, okay. And it's interesting because as a DJ, I would think that you would be listening to the beats first.
The beats are important for mixing. The beats are, they add drama and stuff like that. But no, I'm more, like I said, I went to performing arts high school. I took piano. I took vocal music. So I studied music in all of its forms. I wrote music. I took musical theory, musical composition. So to me, having that background, I'm kind of more, I listen more to just like the structure and the melody and all of the elements of the song.
Which is probably why when you mix, you actually blend songs together very well. Like, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but like mixing in key and stuff like that. Not that you have to, but when you hear the melodies mixed together good, I'm assuming that's probably some of the things you do or you look for.
Absolutely, yeah. That gives me a rush when I like mix two things together and like seamlessly just like interweaving with each other. It's just like that is like the best. That's like a DJ orgasm for me.
All right, DJ Taj, we're gonna play a little rapid fire. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah.
Have you ever gone home? Have you ever gone home with a go-go dancer at the end of the night?
That's a yes.
Way back in the day, yes. Absolutely.
Okay. What was the name of the beat created after your life beat? Like, what would the name of that beat be? Yeah, like if there was a beat that encapsulated what your life was, what would that beat be called?
Oh my gosh, that would be what would the name of that beat be? Oh my gosh, my life beat would be beat to his own drum. I don't know. Beat to his own drum. Yeah.
Goes by so slow.
Exactly.
What's the song that you've listened to the most during quarantine over and over?
The album I've listened to the most has been Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. That album from beginning to end is incredible. It's flawless. I love it. But the song off that album I've been listening to the most is Hallucinate.
Okay. All right.
Great song.
What's the most annoying thing your neighbor does that you didn't know that they did until being home all the time?
Oh my goodness. Luckily, I live in this like cement, like soundproof loft where I don't hear, I don't see them. It's been pretty great. But I will say this though, like one positive that's come out of it is like I've actually met some of my neighbors. I've lived here for 10 years and I barely know anybody in the building. Because of the quarantine, I've actually made friends in the building, which has been great.
That sounds horrible to me.
He sounds like he's living in like a county jail.
It's kind of like that, actually. It's so crazy.
Okay, and final rapid fire question. Are you wearing pants right now?
I am wearing pants.
Michael Paul, are you wearing pants?
I can't stand up right now.
Oh, were we supposed to not wear pants? I didn't get that memo.
No, because most Zoom now, people don't even bother. No, he can't stand up because he's so excited.
Why don't you stand up?
It's because he's so excited by this interview. Now, DJ Taj, tell our viewers and our listeners what your Venmo is.
Okay, my Venmo is at Taj, T-A-J, hyphen, that's the little slash right there, Altaji, A-L-T-A-J-I.
All right, it's such a pleasure to see you. I cannot wait till I can go see you in person. And you guys have to check out his Madonna live streams. Check out DJ Taj, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Okay, bye guys. Thanks for having me.
Bye. All right, so we are running a little bit behind. So Kurt, if you can message John Joseph, let him know that we're just running a little bit behind. I want to bring on DJ Euro Steve. Raised in rural Wales in the UK, he moved to the US in 1999 to pursue both a technical and DJ career, or at the very least, make some noise in the City of Angels. His unique approach to spinning was influenced by classic nightlife in UK clubs such as Heaven, Limelight, Cream, Ministry of Sound, Gatecrasher, where he honed his international mixed grooves with frequent trips to Ibiza, Barcelona, Berlin, Gran Canaria, and Montreal. And his signature music style includes vocal dance remix, EDM, flashbacks, vocal house, electronic, and trance genres, with a special European club flavor, which has resulted in a brilliantly diverse and very popular following of dancers and drinkers and go-go boys. We know. He's currently based in LA, where he spins his bump and grind tunes and presents a unique global mix of popular hits at Mickey's, Revolvers, the Appy, Precinct, the London, and Eagle LA on a regular basis. And while in San Francisco, he spins at the Lookout. We love the Lookout. San Francisco Eagle, Powerhouse, and Lone Star, and in Vegas at the annual Gay Pride pool parties. He also spins at global brand special events like Folsom Street Fair, Hustler Ball, day clubs, tea dances, and pool parties, special warehouse dance events like Den LA, along with bear events like Lazy Bear Weekend and Barometer events. He also is known to donate his services to support local community charities. He is fun whenever you see him, and his energy and his personality are infectious. Please welcome DJ Euro Steve.
Hey!
It's so weird to see you not behind a DJ booth. Oh, he's connecting to audio now too.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. I was gonna say it's so weird to see you not behind a DJ booth. You look so casual and collected.
And not as tipsy as usual.
Yeah. So I have to ask, is Prince Harry stalking you because he left UK and now he's in WeHo? Is he just following
I know,
you wherever you're going?
And he brought along a special gift when he arrived. No, I just got that from a lovely fan in the mail today. It's like full of actually a lot of my favorite like candy bars and stuff like that, which you can't get here. So it's really sweet.
That's what he's there for. He's like, nothing like some good home cooking candy bars.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I have to know, I can't even imagine what it was like growing up in the music scene in the UK. So diverse, so many different things happening. You know, not your typical pop US music. What was it like being a kid in that scene?
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting, isn't it? It's a culturally different thing. And so, yeah, I mean, the music scene is much more diversified, but what would always sort of attract me is that it changed so fast, meaning that both the nightlife, meaning clubs and pop-ups and events and dances, along with the music, there would just be a crazy amount. You could never go to the same place twice. There was just so much going on. So it definitely was a fascinating time.
God, I only wish we could do that now.
Oh. But then again, I'm thankful we didn't have cell phones when I was a teenager with all the video recording. I'm so happy about that.
When I went to my first gay club in England, it was Heaven. And one of the hotel bellhops actually took me because he knew everybody. Yeah. I couldn't believe, because I was such a sheltered California kid, I couldn't believe how culturally diverse and cosmopolitan it was. Yeah. I had the best makeout session with a guy from Germany. He couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak German. And we had the best evening together by just hanging out, listening to music and making out. It was such a cultural shock to me.
Right. I went actually I went for a gig, and I took an American friend who I met when I moved here. And he was in London, so we came along. I said, "You come along for the ride. You know, it's hotel, everything. You just enjoy yourself while I work." So we came along. I started work about like an hour or two in, or 2 or 3 hours in. I get a text from him saying, "Steve, I'm in a warehouse, and there's a Marine tied to a chair, and I'm shaving his head." And I said, "Well, welcome to London." And that was within the first few hours of us being there. You know, I was like, hilarious.
Coming to the U.S. in 1999. What surprised you most about the U.S. culture?
The people seem to work all the time. I think that was the thing that slapped me in the face. People work crazy, you know, in comparison anyway, crazy long hours. Whatever the job was, it didn't matter. But that's what really struck me at first.
Okay.
Interesting one.
Now, how about the music scene in U.S.? What surprised you about the music scene and the DJ life?
It was actually a pleasant surprise. I found if I went to these tiny places, I mean, of course, you know, a lot of them aren't around anymore, that would have the most fantastic music. And it was the least thing you'd expect. You know, there were sort of holes in the wall, literally, or these grimy little clubs or bars, and they would just have the most amazing DJs and mixes there. And that was always a wonderful surprise.
Well, and you know, talking about artists and little hole in the walls, you know, Lady Gaga used to play with a guitar in trunks. Like,
did you really?
Yeah. And then somebody came in and said, "Hey, you know, your songs are great, but we need to kind of make them pop and add some electric sound and all that." And that was it. But she used to perform at trunks in the corner.
No way. And then what was it? Well, Bette Midler comes from the background of playing in bathhouses, right? Singing and all that. So that's interesting.
And Mary Manilow, that was her performance space.
Really? I didn't know that as well, though.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Of course, Barry was there. And
what do you say anyway, right?
Yeah, he was like, I might as well play something while I'm here. I want to talk about, you know, you play every kind of like, you know, fun Sunday fun day, but you also play some of the darker and more sexual events.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right.
Is anybody really listening to the music at these events? I've never been to one.
I always thought no. You know, when I started, because I've been with DNLA for, I think 2 or 3 years now with them. And I was thinking, you know, traditionally me as a customer, I would go to, you know, if you'd go to some of those events or you'd hear about them, it would be very, very sort of industrial, harsh music and stuff, which was good. And they didn't want to go that route with DenLA. They wanted to still keep the music lighter and fun, but not as poppy as a Sunday afternoon, of course, somewhere in the middle. Yeah. And so that evolved from there to doing it now 2 or 3 years later.
What's your favorite type of LGBT event to play?
Actually, it probably would be pool parties or day club stuff is my favorite, and that's what I've always loved to do.
Is it because people are like happy and the energy and they're actually paying attention sometimes?
I think so, yeah. But also, it's what I would call the professional drinkers.
Yes.
Meaning that you get a lot less sort of conflicts or aggressive customers or people trying to be in your face. So it definitely is a state of mind, and also. What I see these professional drinkers, they can drink you under the table, but they're never messy. Right. Whereas if you did like a nighttime one or something like that, it's quite a different crowd. So it's
you ever feel as a DJ that you're appreciated more a lot of times when you DJ daytime events versus nighttime events?
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially when you end, like people.
I think so. Yeah, and I love the interaction. I love people asking me things or asking for requests or this, that, and the other, because it sends me on a crazy tangent or what have you. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think so. Yeah.
What's one of the funniest or craziest nightlife stories that kind of hits you as like, I'll never forget that time?
I think that, and actually it's funny you brought up DenLA. It was actually one of the times was that when I first started, so a couple of years ago, and it's in a warehouse, right? So I have a couple of roadies, and we take a truck, and there's, we have to provide all the equipment, so we have to do all the setup. And it was like late afternoon, on a Friday or Saturday. And, I just arrived, pulled up in the truck, started to, go through the loading dock. And these 3 beautiful girls, absolutely stunning girls in full-on dominatrix outfits, like the sort of, they call them teddies, whatever they call them. And they came up to me and goes, "Oh, do you need a hand?" And I thought they were just joking with me. Because, this stuff is heavy. It's like I have these guys doing it as well. And I said, sure. I was taken aback by how sweet they were. And they all piled out into the loading dock, carrying this stuff in. And I wish I'd taken a photo. I couldn't stop laughing because it was just so surreal. And, they're struggling with this heavy stuff, and it was hilarious, but they were so freaking sweet. That would always slap me when I think of, coming to LA and working.
Yeah. What I love about LA is that there's this total duality. Like people that go to some of the sex parties, they're business people or they're dominatrix, but they're the nicest people. There's
exactly.
This duality that everybody can celebrate.
Mm-hmm. And it's so diverse, like you say, really.
And music helps bring that out, and it makes it, enjoyable. Yeah. Like, your guys' music, the beat, the atmosphere can really make somebody relax and explore sides to them that they've always wanted to explore.
And go up to someone and say hi.
I'll be social, God forbid.
So DJ Euro, Steve, how are you surviving this whole staying at home?
I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
That probably should be medicated by now. Hang on a second. But
here's to that, everybody.
Oh God, let me follow that with a little shot. It's like taking it off there too. Anyway,
good boy.
Yeah, I just go nuts. I mean, it's nothing to do with the DJing, but outside, but we just go stir crazy. But it's the necessary thing to do. But I mean, I'm lucky enough to be working on mixes for some of my brand sponsors and stuff. So that's kept me busy, which is wonderful. Otherwise, I would be going absolutely loopy, I think. But yeah, so just got to keep yourself busy and do that.
Well, DJ Euro Steve, it's always a pleasure to see you. I love
you too, man. You too.
I love seeing you Sundays at Mickey's. It's usually my final stop, and it's such a fun time.
Likewise.
Can you tell our listeners and viewers what your Venmo is?
Yeah. So it's just Venmo is at DJ Euro Steve.
Okay.
That's it.
Very easy.
Very easy. Otherwise, I'd forget myself.
Say hi to Prince Harry for me.
He's cooking right now. Yeah.
All right. We will see you soon.
Thanks so much, love. Bye.
All right. And we're going to take a quick break. And we're back. You see how that happened? Let's bring on John Joseph, DJ producer from San Diego, California, and event producer for LE Parties. Currently holds residencies up and down the West Coast, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, and Phoenix with some of the top gay and straight nightclubs. played a mix of his big room EDM. Some of his greatest accomplishments include getting to open for top names such as Tiesto and Calvin Harris, also hosting a radio show on SiriusXM's Pandora. And on the event producer end, he's brought some of the largest EDM parties to the gay community in multiple cities and continues to create gay nightlife with new and inventive events. Unable to answer an email to save his life, but can respond on Grindr. Please welcome John Joseph.
That's the
Are
best
you
thing I've ever-
sideways?
You're
Am I
sideways.
sideways?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
There you
Hey.
go.
Hold
Keep
on.
going.
Is that better? There we go. I had it in a thing. I had it in a stand. I don't know.
Hey, I never took you to be a cat lady.
I have a cat. She's so old. She's my little baby.
Oh, Mittens.
Yes.
Her name is
Mittens.
Mittens. Could you be gayer?
I know. I've had her for 18 years. It's
So
almost
I have
as
to
old as
know.
the twinks I bring home. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. That's why you can't answer an email. Your mouth is full. Okay. But looking back on pictures from your career, you never age. Like you look the same. It's like, oh, your very first DJ pics, you look pretty much the same. How do you stay healthy and be a part of the nightlife lifestyle at the same time?
Botox.
It's very expensive. Very expensive.
And I drink tequila exclusively. Oh, and that reminds me. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
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 I'm gonna be passed out.
Hey, at least you don't have to drive.
I know.
I'm here.
I have to tell you though, these Zoom sessions, because I'm not driving and there's like all liquor here, I've had to, you know how you send apology text the next day if you have like a crazy night at the club?
Oh yeah.
I'm having a lot of those after Zooms. I'm like, sorry for the Zoom last night.
Ooh. Sorry for the
So John
Zoom.
Joseph, playing gay and straight events, how do they differ the most in terms of your creative approach to creating the set?
Mostly, well, it's the music. I mean, straight events, you could pretty much get away with anything. They like to hear hard or crazy or anything that makes the girls dance, and the girls will dance to all the crazy stuff. Gay events, they expect you to play anything gay, with vocal.
Although, but lately, like, I mean, the past couple of years, EDM has like blown up though. But
Yes,
you still
that's
have to mix in something for some reason.
Yeah, and I've been pretty good about bringing that EDM to a lot of the clubs that I work with, and it's been fun for me.
Now there seems to be an idea of like the masculine straight DJ in the straight world, right?
Yeah.
You see them all over the place. Is there a division between gay and straight DJs? Is it okay to be an openly gay DJ and expect to have a career in mainstream?
I think now there's a couple of really big gay DJs that are like huge in the industry, playing what they want to play. And I mean, one of them is a friend of mine, and we're like pretty close friends on Facebook, Grizz, and he does like all of his stuff, and he's got in the background big rainbow flags and the unicorn, and you know, like that's his thing. But he still plays to huge mass crowds, EDC and stuff like that. So he's still very welcome.
Now you've had to adapt how you're playing to crowds. I've seen that you started to do live streams like a lot of DJs are doing, and it's like in your home. Is that weird to just be like in a room by yourself, not knowing what the crowd's feeling or what's happening, and knowing people are just staring at you?
Oh, honestly,
it's
it's
the OnlyFans website, by the way.
He does?
No, I'm saying that just sounds like an OnNlyFans website.
Oh,
What
I
just
thought you said you had
described.
an OnlyFans. I'm like,
No.
I need to know what that is.
I'm like, wait, I do again? Oh, no, no, it's a little weird because I'm the only one pretty much that likes to drink in the house. So when I'm doing my own live streams, I'm just the drunk one in the house. And then we also live above people, so I'm always the one making the most noise, and I feel awful because it's super late at night, and then I'm just completely wasted because there's no cutoff. There's no bartender to say, no,
Yeah.
John, you're done. The bar is just right there.
Well, what I love, and Michael, Paul, you can speak on this. You and like DJ Taj, you guys really have a sense of community and that you guys are supporting each other. It's not like this competition. You'll be at each other's events. You know, you'll go up in the booth and hang out with them a little bit. But I don't hear of like the backstabbing and some of the drama that I hear like in the go-go boy scene and the drag queen scene. Am I just missing that or what?
No, I don't think that's there. In fact, I mean, John and I, a lot of people don't know, but like we literally are like best friends. We're business partners. We run all these parties together. We produce events. But every DJ, I mean, at least for me, I think we all sort of support each other, even if we maybe we don't show it as much to certain people, maybe because we just don't know them or interact with them. But I don't know, John, what do you think? Because I mean, John and I do this together with a lot of DJs.
Actually, many years ago, when I met Michael, and we were going into and he pulled me into the gay scene, and he got me to start learning how the gay scene worked. And he told me, he said, there's no such thing as competition in the gay world. He said, you work with your friends, and you make your friends, and you work with your friends, and your friends lift you up no matter what you do. And that's been true time and time again, because we have made so many friends in this industry locally, and like expanding our business and doing things. And it went from just being us DJs to us DJing all over the place to like us doing these events. And then now I'm bringing in these DJs that helped us get these events all over the place to do our events, to give them more work. And so now it's almost like a scratch your back, scratch yours. We don't believe in competition.
I mean, I think, let's be honest. I think everyone would always want to work with their friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know we all have acquaintances, and then we have like our close friends, but in the DJ community, I mean, even Ryan Kenny, when I saw him like a month or two ago at Strut nightclub, and I was like way in the back, and I kind of put my hand up, and you know, it's kind of, a lot of people don't realize, but when you look at the DJ at clubs, the lights are in your face, and you're blind.
Can't see. Yeah.
Right. But the DJ, they can see everything. So when Curdy was saying there's this, you know, the stuff that we see that's going on, or Morningstar was like, you know, you don't believe it. We see everything. So I like waved, and he's like, come up. And I mean, and I mean, I probably saw Ryan like 6 months, maybe a year ago, but I think the more DJs have become over the past couple years, there's no like animosity, at least as far as like what we know of. I mean, I'm sure everyone has beef one way or another, but I think we're all trying to be on the same page, and we're all trying to do the same thing. And obviously we want to increase our rates. We want to, because that's something that I think that unfortunately with clubs, everyone just, you know, some clubs like try to lowball the price, and if DJs could come together and be able to raise that price, because the price of DJing, people don't understand. It's buying music. We do so much behind the scenes. Yeah, we may come and DJ for 3, 4, 5 hours, but we're spending 20 hours a week, maybe getting that ready at night.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, John Joseph, we're going to play a little rapid fire. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Have you hooked up via FaceTime during quarantine?
FaceTime. Yeah.
Wow. Strangest thing you've done since being self-quarantined?
Ooh. I made banana bread. That's not strange though.
Oh
I don't know what is strange.
With your little
I don't
cat
know.
mittens, you're turning into a lesbian. How many times have you showered in the last week?
I shower every day. I'm a big shower.
How much toilet paper do you have?
Oh, I have a lot actually, and not because
my
I
God.
like overstocked on it. I actually belong to one of those companies that do like the recycled toilet paper, and they send it to you, and it's all like a little system. And believe it or not, I was been on it for the last year, and they donate stuff to like do new toilets for like homeless shelters and stuff. And anyways, I've been on this whole system.
You know, it's funny. Everybody that I've asked this question to, everybody that I've done the rapid fire question to, all the bottoms are well stocked up on toilet paper. So good for you.
I'm kidding.
DJ John Joseph, tell our viewers and listeners where they can tip you. Just the tip. What's your Venmo?
It's at DJ John Joseph. That's my Venmo. Tip
All
me
right.
everything because I'm not working. You know, that's how it goes.
Yeah, all right. And we're going to check out your live stream so we can watch you get drunk in your living room.
This Friday, 9:30 to 11 p.m.
All right, we will check it out. I want to see you get wasted by the end.
I always do.
He usually does, because he's like shooting shots all the time.
Yeah, I know, I
Yeah,
saw. I was like, girl, you better watch that plug. Okay. All right, we will see you soon. Cannot wait to see you in person.
Cheers. I miss you.
Cheers.
All right, we're running a little bit behind, so let me bring on Good Boy. Good Boy Morgan, a native Angelino and queer pioneer, has been spearheading creativity-charged events in the LA queer scene since 2014 and has DJ'd all across the U.S. and internationally with some colorful energy you'll find infused in any of her home house parties. From the stage and out to your living room or bedroom, she is a force you do not want to miss.
Yeah.
I had the absolute pleasure of sharing the stage with her for the first ever Santa Monica Pride. Please welcome Good Boy Morgan and her hair, by the way.
Woo! Oh, Mon, hey.
That is some hair you got there. Did you star in Little Orphan Annie when you were a kid?
Oh my God! They actually asked me if I would take the role.
Oh, I believe it. I love your hair. You have such a distinctive style and look. When you were starting your DJ career, did you ever feel the need that you had to comply with a certain DJ image or style or anything, or is this
No, not at all. I actually started off doing some really cool underground queer stuff where there wasn't really like any expectations of anything, and I think it is like my feel and my whole vibe that has actually made me go into a bigger, better space, like the whatever let's get crazy attitude, pretty much. I don't think anyone cares.
And I can attest that you bring the same energy to the main stage that you do to a house party. Like, I've seen you in so many different types of venues. How do you get yourself geared up for a gig?
Oh man, I actually get pretty nervous before a gig, and the way that I get it out is I talk with my hand just like now, and I talk with my friends, and I get very like jumpy. I just, I used to take shots, but I don't do that anymore. I used to just get crazy, but I put myself up.
Okay. What do you think is the future of DJ music? You know, we've had this influx of technology in the last 10 years has really become a thing where you don't even have to lug CDs around. You know, you literally can DJ with a computer. There's programs that are automatically mixing. So we have quote unquote DJs on the scene. So what do you think the future of music and the DJ industry is?
With the whole quarantine involved as well?
Yeah,
throw that in the mix.
Yeah.
Well, what about this? What if we mix with just our hands? Like there's like like this. I think that's coming up there. I think something like that actually exists where it's like a clear LED panel.
Yeah.
And you can DJ like that. Boop, boop, boop.
But do you think we're going to see a lot of DJs that don't have the skills that DJs in the past had? Like DJs in the past actually having to mix songs together. Now it can be done like at the touch of a button.
Well, I think that the old school feel will keep that whole culture. Like I think it's always gonna be that old school feel. Like that vinyl feel will always be cool and in its own way. I think that with what coming up next is this, who knows what it's going to be with some kind of robotic whatever, but I think that will be cool too, and it'll speak to that generation as well. There's just different niches and different generations that, I mean, if my future kid played vinyl, I'd be like, yes, go. But if my future kid also played a thing that had 100 buttons on it and went like this, go for it. If it's your vibe and you're feeling it and you love the music.
But I think there's a certain feel that actual like old school mixing has, just like when you listen to like a Frank Sinatra record, there's a certain texture and there's a certain style that you can't replicate. You know, like he wasn't auto-tuned, you know, it was all recorded on a record. There's just a different feel that I think, you know, old school DJs are just going to still be very distinctive. And how have you had to change your whole kind of routine? Like, when was the first gig that got canceled? What was the first thing that went through your mind?
Oh man, it was a big Pride event. The whole W takeover, that was a huge one that we're really bummed about. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with that, but it was a huge queer W Hollywood takeover. The rooftop, the loft, the whole lobby, the outside area. So that was the biggest shock. So but the guys who put that on are brilliant, and they're coming up with something really cool.
Do you think there's a glass ceiling when it comes to female DJs?
You know, It's definitely a different story for us ladies out there. But also what's female gonna be? There's so many, there's female, queer, non-binary, like it's I think that we're all mixing together anyways. We're really going up there. I mean, yes, there are a bunch of big males out there, but we're coming up right now. We're right behind them.
So, I mean, do you think that, I mean, for me personally, it doesn't matter who's DJing. If they play good music, I want to go see them. So like, do you feel the same way if you go out, like male, female, it doesn't really matter to you? Like, oh my God, they play what you want to hear.
Absolutely. I love that dirty bass. If you're playing dirty, nasty bass, I'm shaking my ass all over the place.
But it is because like the way we're with everyone going out, I think it's really about the music and these people. You know, everyone kind of has that style, and I think it's less about who they are, like male, female, and more about what they're going to, what they're about, or what they're going to play, right?
Yeah, agreed.
So, but then also, like, you have a Paris Hilton that hitting the scene, her board's not even plugged in. I mean, that kind of does the female DJ idea kind of wrong. It's like, that's not what we do.
We can't compare all the female DJs to Paris Hilton.
He's a man.
Hey, I'm still downloading remixes of her first album like 15 years ago.
Yeah, no, I tried to hire her once to be one of our DJs because I thought it'd be awesome, and people would come. They'd come to see her and all that.
I would.
Yeah, I would. Wouldn't you want to see Paris Hilton DJ because it's just Paris Hilton DJ?
I love this train wreck.
I have to know, like, what's a crazy nightlife story that sticks out in your mind from your whole career?
Oh man, does it have to be a good one?
No.
That one.
Yes.
This is so gnarly. And I will never forget this I can't even try to forget this, and I can't believe I'm saying this right now. When I first started DJing and I first got my first Pride gig, I was so excited. Like the room was starting to fill up. Like I was getting ready. This first song, like it was about 10 minutes away from starting. And all of a sudden I get this like whiff of like a really nasty fart. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And it got bigger and bigger. And the crowd started going away. And this poor girl crapped her pants and all over the floor in the middle of the dance floor right in front. And first off, not only did the whole place completely clear, but that was my first big Pride like moment. And it was just absolutely shocking. And I felt it was all over the place, and people were stepping in it and like walking through and like and using their drinks to clean the bottom of their shoes off. You know those drinks were expensive too. They were like
wow.
And she was like, you know what? Your set is the shit.
The life for me.
I know that's awful, but that story will never ever.
Where was that at, if I can ask?
Oh, it was at the Robertson.
All right, and I have to know the origin of your DJ name, Good Boy Morgan.
Oh, this one's actually really cute.
Oh.
So this is Rocky. He's my Boston Terrier. I had him for 12 years. Can you see him?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so when I first started DJing, I wanted to name myself after my dog, and his name was Rocky. And I wasn't really sure I wanted to be DJ Rocky. And I was playing with him, and I said, "Good boy." And all my electrodes just went, pow, pow, pow. So I took DJ Good Boy, and it stuck, and I love it. It's adorable, and I get to, and he's passed away since then, so it's like a good.
Good boy, Morgan. Good boy.
I love that. I thought you were going to say it's a narrative on our gender fluidity and queer power and equality, but that's okay. Yes.
I'm still not the queer power.
Good Boy Morgan, tell our viewers and listeners where they can tip you. Venmo.
My Venmo is Good Boy Morgan. And that's it. Ta-da. Are you still there?
Yeah. I cannot wait to see it. Just real fast, we're gonna do a little quick rapid fire.
Man.
Have you ever gone home with a nightclub goer at the end of the night?
My girlfriend's in the other room, but
it just
Never. She is a good person.
What's the most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Well, I just got rid of everything Bruno Mars on my,
really?
on my playlist. So I
bye.
No, every time I feel so bad, but he just gives me every time somebody asked me to play Bruno Mars, I just would stand behind the DJ booth going, ugh. So I just got rid of it. So now it's all great. I have nothing in there. That's
a celebrity you would want to share your quarantine bed with.
Bed?
No. A celebrity you would want to share your quarantine bed with.
Like a sleepover. Like just spend the night and talk. And just talk.
Oh man. Olivia Wilde.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. All right, girl, you take good care of yourself because we are going to see you in person when all this is over.
Aw, it's good to see your face.
Nice meeting you, Morgan.
Now, I love you.
All right, stay safe and stay healthy, stay sexy.
Killing it.
All right, our final guest, Ryan Sky, with 2 Ys. Why? Because he's that fabulous. Ryan Sky is a LA-based dance music producer, DJ, songwriter with 6 #1 Billboard charting remix, a top 40 Billboard charting single, and #9 iTunes US top 40 dance single. He's also a Billboard reporting DJ for the Dance Club Song Chart, as well as a remixer with credits that include Janet Jackson, Ariana Grande, and Lady Gaga. Please welcome Ryan Sky. Little dog. What's your dog's name?
This is Remix.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, yeah, I've seen Remix on
your dog is named Remix? That is so amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he wanted to be part of the show.
Look how cute.
Now, Ryan Sky, you're just like a husband ready to happen. You have like a career. You got the looks. Now you have like the cute dog. Like,
I'm ready. Yes.
Yeah. Are you single?
I am single. Yes.
Why?
Why am I single?
Why?
I haven't met the right guy yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I mean, I'm taking my time. I'm not in a rush.
Good.
I've been focusing on my career. I'm definitely open to it. And I just, I've got a list of
what's on your list. Like what's like a no, there's no negotiation on this list.
Hold on, let me get a pad of paper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want a guy, first of all, values is important. I want a guy who is pursuing something that he's passionate about.
Okay.
I want a guy who, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. So somebody that's honest. I want a man, somebody that's responsible, like those old-fashioned values.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Yeah, in LA.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah,
in the entertainment industry, I meet a
life,
lot of good candidates at the nightclub.
No, I just have to know where were you when you found out that you had hit #1 on Billboard for the first time?
Oh, where was I? Well, it's kind of it's an interesting question because the first time I hit #1 was technically a bootleg. I wasn't part of the official package, and it was Adele's "Hello," and so she's one of the few. Artists, yeah, hello. She's one of the few artists that she doesn't. They don't commission official remixes, so it's basically the bootlegs is all that people have to go off of. And I was just learning how to remix. I was like, I'll just take this opportunity to practice. And I remixed the record and I got it out, and I guess it did well. It ended up getting picked up by Billboard magazine. They listed like 3 or 4 remixes. They did an article that they were like, okay, how did this really slow record go #1 on 2 dance charts? and they listed like 3 or 4 remixes that they thought helped it make it, and mine was listed.
That's crazy. That's like a success story out of nowhere. It's like, oh, it's my first dabble.
Yeah, that's how my career got launched. It was so I don't know if it's technically like a technical number one because I wasn't commissioned by the label, but I was credited for it. But when I found that out, I was at home and I got a phone call from my mentor, and he told me like about the article that came out, and I just freaked out. I'm so excited. I couldn't wait to read it.
When you create a remix, like I don't understand how a remix, like how you start working on a remix. Do you just like figure out what beat you want? What's your creative process?
I start with just the vocal.
Okay.
And the first thing I have to do is figure out how fast to make the remix. So I have to either speed the vocal up or slow it down to whatever BPM I want it to be. And then I usually will loop the chorus. So I'll just have the chorus play over and over again, and I'll put a kick drum on it, try different beats, try different like piano chords. First I have to figure out like what key it's in. So I'm figuring out like what the chord changes are. And then I just keep layering and layering and layering. And if I don't like things, I take it out and I just kind of keep layering until I've got like a really cool drop. And then I work my way back to the beginning. So it's like, okay, now I know where I know where the chorus is. So now let me go back to the beginning. I know I need to build up to this point. So then I take elements out and then I just like slowly add them as the song picks up. That's kind of the process for me.
So when you're like listening to the radio or there's like a new song that hits, is the vocal the first thing that you respond to then?
Yes, the vocal is most important. The vocal is everything. The new Dua Lipa song that she has out, what's the one that's out after Physical? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Let me see.
Oh,
I'm doing a Google search.
I don't remember on the album.
Yeah, it's I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, the one that came out right after Physical. But anyways, Break My Heart. The vocal on that, oh my God, it's everything. It's vocal.
Are you the kind of person that will listen to a song over and over and then rewind a certain section and listen to it, rewind it and listen to it?
Yeah. Yes.
I've learned
I used to obsess over the production, and then over the years I've watched like master classes and tutorials by famous producers, and when I listen to them go over their process, what I've learned is that the production is not really that important. It's all about the vocal. The song is everything. It has to be the song, and the quality of the vocal is everything, and then the music is secondary.
Now, Michael Paul, coming.
And the reason I say that is because, this is kind of funny, full circle. When we were talking to Ryan Kenny years ago, early on in my DJ career, I was playing at Spin nightclub, and we're playing at 4:30 in the morning, and it's just very like, drums and it just boom 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 bass, right, and people really wanted to connect, but the only time they connected is when vocal came in. And that really took them to like more of an emotional level or whatever you want to call it. But yes, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, the vocal adds a human element. You've got story, and you've got just all those human emotions that people can connect to, especially if they know the song, they can sing to it, all the memories that it might bring back to them of when they first heard the song. That's why I really love in my sets, I love playing throwbacks, but I'll play like a modern remix of a throwback. And it's really cool to see people respond to it because it's something from their childhood or, that they grew up on, and it's cool.
100%. So Alexander, when San Diego Pride last year, when Ryan came and DJ'd for us at LA Parties, I'm upstairs in our room, and I could hear everything. And he plays this song, and it's escaping me right now. But I literally am like, it's this.
Oh, I know. Remix. You texted me.
Yeah,
asked me for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. Now I'm thinking. But literally it was that moment of like, it's a song that it takes you back, and it just had a beautiful melody. But the minute the vocals kicked in, it just like explodes in your mind. It was so good. I thank you for sending it to me, by the way. Now I'm like completely escaping because I'm a little 2 drinks in, but you know, good times.
I actually played it on one of my live streams last week, and I thought of you.
Yeah.
When I played it, yeah, because I remember you asking me for it, but I don't remember the name of the song. It's maybe it'll come to me later.
And DJ Michael Paul, you've gotten so tipsy, you've literally blacked out. It says
Okay,
insufficient
I'll
battery,
fix
and then your screen went black.
I'll fix it. I'm fixing it right now.
You blacked out for real.
Wow.
You know, Ryan, right now, a lot of people are feeling very lonely and isolated right now. Little known fact, you also work with youth. You wrote a song for kids called The Greatest Story.
Oh, yes.
Tell me what it's like working with kids, and tell me what this song is all about.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting you to ask me about that. In my spare time, I teach autistic kids music. It's a theater program, and it's a 22-week program. We meet once a week, and we write a musical for the kids. And the kids decide the topic of the show. We'll spend a couple weeks kind of exploring the kids and getting to know them and their interests, and then they get to choose what their characters are. They help write the script, and I write songs for it. And this past semester, we did a show about a library. This is the kids' idea. It was a library that was going to be shut down by a real estate mogul, and the kids wanted to convince a real estate mogul about how important books are. And so the musical was split up into 3 sections, and they choose 3 different books from the library, and then the stories come to life on the stage. And so the first part took place in the jungle, and the kids were they were abused circus animals, their idea. And then in the second one, they were in the ocean, and in the ocean there were pirates that were throwing trash in the ocean, and the sea creatures were having to clean up all the trash. So there's a big feud between the pirates and the sea creatures. And then the grand finale took place in medieval times, and there was a big dragon, and they were like afraid of the dragon, and then they find out that the dragon was just misunderstood, and he just wanted to be part of the party. And so it's but the greatest story was the opening song to the show that I wrote, and it's about how books how we learn about ourselves through books. That when you're reading stories about the world, you're also discovering parts about yourself. And one of the lines is that the greatest story is within. So they're realizing through the books that they are their own greatest story. That's what the song's about.
I love that on so many levels. I love that you work with youth. I also love, it's such a testament as what music can do for youth. And we're talking about, kids with autism. Music can do so much. And even in therapy for, kids from broken homes or kids who feel on the outside, music has the power to transform.
I was shocked at how powerful music is coming into this program. There are kids that are nonverbal. Some of them would start out the year and they would be running around the room, or they would be hiding in the corner. They wouldn't talk to us. They wouldn't engage with the class. They wouldn't come and sit down. They wouldn't do anything. And then fast forward to the end of the class when we introduce music, and those same kids are sitting down, sitting in the front row, singing. These are kids that don't talk. They're singing, and then they're getting up in front of their peers, turning around with me at the piano, and they're singing solos back to their peers. And I did, this was like really touching. It was last semester. There was a girl who, she doesn't speak at all. And she's actually brilliant. She's a published author, but she can't speak. So she types things out. And at the end of the semester, we did a performance for her, for the parents, and she sang a couple solos. And granted, it was words here or there. It was like, if you were singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, she would say like, take game by me, like every other word.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, her mom came up to me in tears, and she said that she spoke more during that hour than probably she's ever heard in her entire life. And the girl was like 23, 24 years old.
Wow.
So really cool. Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing that, inspiring our youth. I think that's such a great testament. That's a whole different facet you have from the nightlife. But shifting gears, I want to talk about your shirtless Thirst Trap, social media, girl.
Okay.
I've seen your nipples more times than I've seen my own waistline.
And I do it for the good. I do it for good. I do it when I have messages that I'm trying to deliver to people.
Hey, if you got it, flaunt it, right?
Right. But in
It's a
reality,
delivery system.
But in reality, you're this down to earth, responsible, religious, professional. You aren't really like the shirtless bad boy party guy, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I got this email, and it says, "Ask him how much play is he actually getting."
Someone asked that?
Yes.
Wow. I wonder who it was. How much play? Let's just say I'm more focused on finding a partner. I'm in dating mode. I'm kind of out of that phase of my life. I'm not okay. I'm not closed off to it, but I've had my fun.
All right. And now you're changing the world.
Yeah. You know, I'm changing the world. We'll have some fun here and there as the opportunities arise.
Has it been a weird shift for you in changing from playing at clubs to live streaming from your studio?
It hasn't been a weird shift. It's funny because aside from my gigs on the weekend, I already spend a lot of time during the week by myself because I'm at home, I'm in the studio, I'm producing, so a lot of my day-to-day hasn't changed that much. I mean, I miss the gym, I miss seeing my friends, I miss going out. The live streaming, I'm still able to interact with fans. And so I could see their comments and I don't know, it's kept me going. It doesn't replace being in the club. I love that public social setting, but I've taken it in stride.
Okay. All right. We're going to play a little rapid fire with you.
I'm so bad at these.
Have you ever gone home with a nightclub goer at the end of the night?
Yes.
Have you ever gone home with a go-go dancer at the end of the night?
Yes.
What's the most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Shania Twain.
Oh my God.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Oh God. Why?
I have this remix of it. I play it. I rarely play it, but when I do, it's purposely to just throw like a crazy curveball at the crowd, and I just get such a kick out of. People are just totally shocked to hear.
Yeah.
Come on, girls.
Dance floor, I'm sure.
And there's a good 30 seconds of watching the crowd where they're just looking at me in shock, like, what is this? And then they all start singing along, and the next thing you know, they're jumping up and down, and they're full on singing the chorus, and then it goes into a drop. So, but it's so funny, yeah.
What's the most requested song that you get that you absolutely hate?
I'm not a big Britney fan.
Okay.
I only play her really if people ask for it, and I only play Britney if I have a cool remix.
A song, your top song choice to hook up to.
Oh my God. Get low.
Oh man. I don't know. My top song choice. I put on like a playlist. I put on like a Spotify. I don't know, like a chill vibes playlist.
And you're like, we better get past track 9 if this is going to work out. What's the strangest thing you've done since being self-quarantined?
I cried, like bawled my eyes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you cry about? Was it season 3 of Ozarks?
Oh my God!
I just started watching it yesterday.
Don't tell me the ending. Stop.
I'm actually gonna watch the finale of season 1 after this interview.
Oh, okay. I'm on season 2, by the way.
How's season 2?
It's good. It's good.
It's a good
I can't
show.
decide if Jason Bateman is cute or not. Like I keep going back and forth.
It depends on how much you had to drink. 2 shots and you're good. No.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it for me.
No.
He's kind of like he's very soft. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
Who does it for you? I want to know who does it for you.
Who does it for me? Latino boys.
Latino boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, who's a Latino
Babyface.
celebrity that you would want to share your bed with?
Or someone like Tom Daly, the British.
That is not Latino.
I know. I
He's
said
not
or.
Latino
I
at
said
all.
or. I said or.
Oh, okay.
Or. But Latino, like the guy from the Wolf in the.
Oh my God, Taylor Lautner.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Girl,
Pat.
I had a calendar when he turned 18, thank God, because it happened during Twilight. Ryan Sky, how much toilet paper do you have?
I have 5 rolls. Yes.
Okay. And how many times have you showered in the last week?
I shower every other day.
Okay. And are you wearing pants?
Yes.
Okay.
Pants? Yeah, I'm wearing pants. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ryan Sky, as always, it's such a pleasure to speak with you. You guys can catch his live streams that are happening. Also, Ryan, what's your Venmo?
Ryan-Sky. SKYY.
And that's SKYY.
Yes.
And if you're single, have a job, are responsible, possibly Latino, you know.
Actually, if anyone Venmos you, they should do it, and they should end in .19 and then they're interested.
Okay.
Oh,
okay, let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about $1,900?
So .19, that's like a little holler. Okay.
DJ Michael Paul, do you have any final thoughts?
I just wanted to say hi to some people, Brandon, my husband, who's out watching, and then my friends Marcel and Manny and Pat and Brian and everyone else, Michael T, all the fun, Daisy Crazy, all those fun people, and all my family and friends. We're still quarantining, but Alexander, what about you? Is there anything you want to say hi to anybody out there?
I've already said hello to them today.
No, do it again.
Girl, they know.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, you guys. Well, that's all. Thank you, Kurt, our engineer, for running the show from the studio. Thank you, Michael Paul, my co-host. Thank you to all of our DJs. Ryan Sky, thank you for being our grand finale. It's always a grab bag of fun. Give us a like, a subscribe, a share, send us nudes. Head to ontherocksradioshow.com for everything. And hopefully we will be back in the studio. Also, if you have a few extra dollars, stop by helpweho.com. If you can, stay healthy, stay sexy, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
This has been another episode of On the Rocks. Tweet me and slide into my DMs on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air. Find everything On the Rocks for free at ontherocksradioshow.com. Subscribe, like, review, and share. Until next week, stay fabulous.